Hello, today we are going to learn how to change the subject of the formula when the subject occurs once. The subject of a formula is the letter that is being worked out. For example, here the subject is going to be the x. This is what the question wants us to do. Make x the subject of the equation below. Now, to make x the subject, this means to leave x by itself on one side of the equation. Now, in this case, x is on the left-hand side. So this is where we are going to leave the x, on the left-hand side. So to leave this x by itself, we have to get rid of the plus b and the a. So I'm going to write it here, b plus b actually, and a. We have to get rid of both of them. Now, the first one that we must get rid of is the plus b. To keep the balance of the equation, we have to take away b from both sides. So always apply the opposite operation. So minus b, and then we will have ax equals c minus b. Now, a here, ax is the same as a times x. So to get rid of the x, again, we have to apply the opposite operation of the multiplication, which is division. So we are going to divide by a both sides. Divide by a, divide by a. And this is how we cancel the a's out. So x equals, now here, divided by a is the whole right-hand side. So ac minus b divided by a. So you can write it like this, as a fraction. And this is the end of making the x the subject of this equation. Let's have a look at the example number 2. Again, x is going to be the subject of the equation. As you see, x is on the right-hand side. So we need to get rid of minus b and c. Minus b and c. Now, whenever we see denominator in the equation, that is the first one in order. So we get rid of the denominator c by by multiplying both sides by c. So c times d and the whole fraction by c. Cross the c out, and then on the left-hand side, we're going to have cd equals x minus b. Now we got rid of the c, let's cross it out. Next one to get rid of is minus b. Minus b, so we apply the opposite operation, plus b, cross the minus b out. So cd plus b equals x. Or if you want the x to appear on the left-hand side, then you're going to have x equals cd plus b. So you can switch sides just like that. Example number 3. Let's make x again the subject of this formula, this equation. Now, here we have a bracket. X is inside the bracket and it's on the left-hand side. Now, when brackets appear in equations, then you do the brackets first. So you have to expand this bracket. So we have ax plus ac equals e. Now, x is on the left-hand side. This is where we're going to leave it. So we have to get rid of ac, and both of them are together, and a. So this a here, ac and a. The first one you need to get rid of is the term ac. And how do you get rid of that? By doing minus ac on both sides of the equation, minus ac. Cancel them out, and we have ax equals e minus ac, just like that. So we got rid of the ac. The next one in order is going to be a. And as I said before, ax is the same as a times x. So to get rid of the a, we divide by a. Divide by a equals, next one, divide by a. So cancel them out. And so the final answer is going to be a minus ac divided by a. So x equals a minus ac divided by a. Now I can see a here, and I like to cancel them out as well. So this fraction can be written as a e over a minus ac over a, right? Equals e over a minus c, because we can cancel both a's out. So the final answer is going to be x equals e over a minus c, just like that. Next question, making x the subject of this equation. Now x is in the denominator, and we have to get rid of the denominator by multiplying by x both sides. Multiply by x, and we cancel the x's out. So we have a plus b equals c times x is cx. Now, can you see x now appears on the right-hand side? And this is where I'm going to leave it. I have c here next to x, and cx is the same as c times x. What does that mean? To get rid of the c, you have to divide both sides by c. Both sides by c. And cancel the c's out. Now, the whole side is divided by c, which means if you write it as a fraction, this is what the left-hand side is going to look, equals x, right? See, I have x on the right-hand side by itself. Now, if you want to switch sides, you can switch sides, so x equals a plus b over c. And this one, again, we're going to make x the subject of this formula. Now, when we have denominators in equations or changing of the subject examples, that is the first thing you need to get rid of, denominator. So again, you have to multiply by x, both sides. So now be careful here because there's a q plus s over x. And to multiply the whole side means to multiply the q by x and all these by x. Okay, so this is what the next step is going to look like. X times p, okay, equals x times q plus x times s over x. You see? So the x, see, x multiplies every single term of the equation on both sides. And I can see the x's here. They can be canceled out. I cancel them out. And so I'm going to have xp equals xq plus s. Now I have so x, the subject appears on both sides. What am I going to do? I like to have the x on the left-hand side, which means I have to get rid of the whole term with the x here. So I'm going to remove all the term by doing minus xq on both sides. Cancel them out. So I have xp minus xq equals s. And then I have now two terms with x next to each other, can you see? And the first thing that goes in my mind is to factorize, which means to have only one x on the left-hand side. So factorizing the x, open the bracket, p minus q. So to factorize, you need to use the bracket, okay? Equals s. Now, how can I get rid of the whole bracket on the left-hand side? Because my whole idea, my whole point is the final of the making x a subject of the formula is to have x by itself. So I have to get rid of the whole bracket. And so it's going to be by dividing both sides by p minus q. So let me rewrite this one here. So I'm going to rewrite this. So we have x p minus q equals s. So divide by p minus q both sides. Divide by p minus q. Okay. And then this side divide by p minus q. Divide. Right. So I simplify the bracket, and I'm going to have x equals s over p minus q. And this is the final answer. So it doesn't matter if the denominator appears in the subject appears in the denominator, you can still get rid of this denominator by multiplying each term by x, and getting rid of the x in the denominator doesn't mean that you get rid of the subject, all right? And so this is the last question. Thank you very much for watching Mathssteps, and bye-bye. Have a lovely day.